Hey, in this video, we are going to look at Perplexity AI and how to make the most of it, especially with this new release of deep research. It makes Perplexity a lot more usable for some of the tasks that takes a long time. And of course, we have the Gemini research as well. So we are going to be comparing Perplexity against Gemini. And also we'll be using a Claude and ChatGPT here and there as well. But the main thing is, if you want to do the same thing within ChatGPT, it costs you $200 per month. So here we have the Pro edition within ChatGPT where you're able to do deep research on O1 Pro mode, and this is $200 per month. Within Perplexity and Gemini, you can literally do it for free sometimes, and if you want a Pro version, you can subscribe to their Pro version, which is a lot less expensive than $200. So just exploring this news article that was released on February the 14th a bit. So they're saying today we are launching deep research to save you hours of time by conducting in-depth research. And you can read through this article and how this works and other things, but we'll go through some practical examples and see how we're able to use this for our work that we want to do. So some of the use cases that you can think of here is if you want to do like YouTube videos and you want to do some deep research before you make that video, this is going to be really handy. And if your work involves a lot of market research, then this is a perfect tool because you don't have to sift through loads and loads of search pages and articles to come up with your research. Product development lifecycle, analyzing stock prices, preparing an itinerary for your travel. These are all some of the things that you can do within a few seconds using Perplexity and Gemini. So we're going to start by doing some stock analysis or research on stocks. And this is a simple prompt that I have, and we'll put this in Perplexity to start with. So I can put this in Perplexity, and in this drop down, I will select deep research and then start this research. So let this run. I'll also go into Gemini, and within Gemini, I can select the deep research 1.5 Pro, and I'll same prompt in here. And let's see what this does. So I'll submit this and we'll compare what kind of results we can get out of these tools. So within Gemini, we first get a plan that Gemini offers for us. So it's going to do all these analysis across the websites and analyze and create a report. If you want, you can edit the plan, but I'd say start research. And if I come back to Perplexity, it looks like it's already done it. So it's built up comprehensive research by looking at many articles, and I can even export this answer. So to go a bit back, so you can see in this deep research tab, it's looked at 5 sources across the internet, and you can click through these to look at all the research articles and website has visited and got the answers from and compiled this result for us. So if I click on this, you'll be able to see all the research sources, which is really good because you can now understand it's not just hallucinating, it's actually using these researchers and building a report for you. So I can click on export and then hit PDF, which should generate a PDF like this. Let me just open this up, and you can see this is by Perplexity, and we have all this. So we have an introduction section, world's most valuable company. We have the recent financial highlights, and this is from Q1 2025, which is the quarter we're actually in. So this is good, very recent news. And we have some market positioning, competitive advantage, growth prospect, channels, pros and cons. And we also have a list of articles that it's giving as reference. And in conclusion, it's saying investing in Apple can be viable if you're willing to tolerate potential short-term volatility due to geopolitical risk or valuation adjustment. So this was within Perplexity. You can come into Gemini, and I can see it's still doing the analysis, creating the report. So we'll give it a few seconds. Gemini has finished its work as well on analyzing full stock, and you can see it's given a lot of comprehensive information. Again, it's picking up data from the first quarter of fiscal year 2025, which is really good, which means it's very recent, and it gives you like a nice table and all the sources at bottom of the article as well. So good thing is you can click on open in docs over here, which will open a document like this, and you have access to all that research within this Google document over here. So let's take another example now. Let's imagine we want to analyze trends. Maybe this is for market research or competitor analysis. Maybe it is an assignment that you have to submit, or if you're producing reels, this is really good. And of course, you can turn all of this into a presentation, into a PDX, and then present it within your business or to your colleagues or your classmates, if you will. So let's give this a try. So I want to report on consumer trends and spending during Valentine's Day. So let's head back to Perplexity and do a deep research on this. And I'll just hit submit on this, and it's going to prepare a report for us. Let's jump into Gemini and do the same there. So I'll paste the same prompt here, in deep research Gemini, and then it'll do a plan like before, and then we have to submit, and then it'll do the research. So I'll just say start research for now. And then if I come back to Perplexity, it looks like it's already done. So that's one thing that I noticed. Perplexity is able to do these researches a lot quicker than Gemini. So this doesn't just have to be a valid day if you're owning a Shopify store or a business or responsible for an event at your business, then you can certainly add those fields in and then do it your own. But let me just come down here and click on export and then PDF. So now we have a report on consumer trends and spending during a holiday, Valentine's Day. So straight away you can notice there are a lot of statistics and numbers, which is really good. So you can quantify the trends and the numbers that you're getting from this report. And it's the same on Gemini as well, but then Gemini goes in more deep and explains as well. So it's saying here, over the recent years, there has been a shift from traditional gifts to more experiential and personalized form of celebration. So some of the key trends include shift from traditional experiences, practical and personalized gifting. You can see that practical items like DIY projects have increased 329%. Average order value, e-commerce influence, non-traditional celebrations. So these are all great. And if I come back to Gemini, it's saying it's researching 186 websites, which is a lot more compared to the 28 sources that Plex used. But let's see how well Gemini is able to put all this information across so many different sites into a single research doc. So it looks like Gemini has also finished its research, and we have all these stats and tables that it's managed to create, and again 186 websites. So if I just click on open in doc, it'll give me a document like this, and looks like we have about 8 pages over here, including all the links. Actually, it's only exported 15 links over here, but that's enough for now. So what's good about Gemini is it's also managed to put things in a table over here: spending by recipient, spending by category. So these are all really good statistics if you're doing some research or analysis. So I can just come into file and download a PDF of this. Now, using this for your work or to build a business is one thing, but you could also be a content creator and you might want to create some documentary style videos based off of this research. So now you can take this PDF that you got from Gemini or Perplexity and then put it in here in ChatGPT to create your YouTube video script. So I've just given it a prompt over here to create a few sections for my video, and you can look through this. This is a very well researched article where you're getting a script for this. So it says where is the money being spent in what categories, some problems like rising cost spend, and some of the solutions like consumers shift to experiences and personalized gifts. And these are some of the things that you can put in a documentary style YouTube video. And you can even do the same thing on Claude as well. You can just Claude and upload a PDF of the report or the research that you got and the prompt, and you'll see we have a similar script that we got in Claude over here. So in the solution section, it's actually put in different parts compared to ChatGPT. So you could even combine these two scripts into one and build your mega documentary. So as a one final test, you can come to Perplexity Deep Research for doing some product development research as well. So here I'm saying I want to create a personal commerce AI agent and let it do its research and then give me back a very comprehensive answer on this. So it's looked through 89 sources, which is good, and it's come back key features of the proposed tool, saying personalization, AI agent learns user preference over time, autonomous ordering, integration with retail platforms, and these are all some of the features that we can build in a product. And it's also given us an example code snippet of using natural language processing. I don't know how useful this is, but at least it's a good try. And finally, it's also put in, is this good business idea? So it has potential due to its own convenience and personalization. Consumers increasingly seek streamlined shopping experiences. There's also the advantage offering personalized automation. There's also information on competitors and doing a SWOT analysis as well. So as the next step, you can take all of this, put it into another AI program which can generate a D for you, and then use this in your day-to-day work. And I just want to jump back to the original press release that went out with this release. So we have some default ways of using all these chatbots. So this is the default response that you would have gotten even within Perplexity, and this is the response that you get when you're doing deep research, where it's looking through multiple sources, create a more comprehensive report for you. So that is finance, this is marketing. So you can see the difference between the answers, and I much prefer the research answer. Sometimes there's technology, and especially useful if you're making, let's say, newsletters or YouTube videos or some of the content on the current affairs. This is really good because you can just get all this research done and then put it in another chat tool to get a script out and then be with it. Travel is another good example. Prepare your itineraries. And then there is the humanities last exam, where Perplexity is getting really close to OpenAI's deep research. But again, this costs like $200 over here, and this is almost free. But the great thing is it's actually beating DeepSeek R1 and the O1 model, etc. Then there is the simple QA, where we have a bank of several thousand questions that test the factuality. And then Perplexity Deep Research is the winner over here, which is very reassuring. And one of the best things about this research tool by Perplexity is the amount of time it takes to run, right? So if you actually come back and run this will take probably a few seconds or even a few minutes. But then what I noticed in Gemini is it does a bit more thorough research by looking at many more sources. Not always, but it looks like it, and it generates like 1,000 to 2,500 words deep research article, whereas the article that you get from Perplexity isn't that long. But the amount of time Perplexity takes to give you a research article, which can just be a high level view of whatever the topic you are researching in, is really, really good. So that's deep research. Give it a try on both Perplexity and Gemini, and I'm sure there'll be many more tools out there who'll probably come with their own versions of deep research, a very affordable pricing as well. So if you like this video, again, subscribe to this channel and like the video, and then leave a comment on use cases you're using deep research for.